Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's live stream. My name is Austin Bram, and I am the AI evangelist here at Everworker.
And my name is Christopher Good, and I am the Director of Product Marketing here at Everworker.
Thank you very much, Chris. So before we get started, everybody, I kind of want to lay down some expectations for our time today. We basically, especially, Chris and I, hopefully you all will get to know us more and more, either at events or just watching these live streams. We like to have fun. We like things to be interactive, and we are very much so real. We are not AI avatars, so you don't have to worry about that. We want to encourage you guys to throw things in the chat. So if you're on LinkedIn, it's basically just adding a comment any of your questions. If you're on YouTube, you can actually write it in the chat. We basically want you to be involved in every aspect of this. So if you do have any questions throughout the way, or just want to say, hey, just go ahead and throw it in the chat or throw it in the comments. And just wanted to make sure before we get started to say that. But Chris, I'll pass it off to you now.
Yeah, so there's no such thing as a bad question. The only bad questions are the ones that you don't ask.
Right.
So first I'll kick off by saying, do not worry. This is not a sales pitch that we have here for you. What we're here to talk about today is to introduce you to a new way of thinking about AI entirely, right? So let's jump into it. AI first is a growing interest of people, and is fundamentally a new way of operating business. And it all boils down to one big idea: infinite capacity and limitless capability. It's what we like to call at Everworker doing more with more. But what does that actually mean in practice? Imagine this. You're in sales and you're constantly being told to chase more leads, to land more meetings, and to close more deals. Oh, and by the way, your team of SDRs just got laid off. Cost-cutting measures. We've all seen this before. Do more work with less resources. Now imagine a whole sales AI workforce that does prospect research, outreach, updating the CRM, checking schedules, setting meetings, etc. That is what we mean by doing more with more. You can do more work with more capacity and capability, all because of AI workers.
Sorry about that. I muted myself. So when you're actually going through all this and you realize that you then have the ability to create these AI first capabilities to take on basically any business challenge that you would have, solve any roadblocks that you or your company might run into, create capacity basically from nothing to increase your output in every business function faster than you ever imagined, easier than you ever thought possible. You unlock real business results at that point. And basically, that's the promise of an AI first transformation. But Chris, let's hand it back over to you. And I want you to kind of break it down to everybody. What are some of the results that they can expect to basically see from becoming AI first?
Yeah, it'll be very clear when you reach this land of AI first. You'll know it, because all AI first companies have a few things in common. They outperform everyone who isn't, right? They're acquiring customers more efficiently, they're retaining them longer, and ultimately giving more value to them. They augment the capacity of every employee and every role to generate more revenue. And they deliver solutions, services, and products to market faster than their competitors, satisfying their customers and strengthening their brand. And they have world-class customer experiences with instantly scalable capacity to handle those volume spikes, like the upcoming volume spike from the holidays that happens every year that we're about to run into right now, right? Or maybe some of us are already starting to experience that. So achieving an AI first transformation ultimately reduces costs and increases revenue and EBITDA. It's the best thing that you could do for your business today. Let's be very clear on that. It is the best thing that you could do for your business today. No more of this talk that AI has no ROI or no real business case. So the business case, oh geez, sorry, excuse me. Honestly, I want to jump in there. Sorry, I was riffing.
What's up?
So go ahead.
No problem
I'll
at
say,
all.
so how many of you have been told to start? Well, I should say the AI first business case is clear, and everyone in the room is sort of aiming at the same goal. The problem is the path forward, right? To get to AI first isn't as clear.
Yeah, exactly. And that it kind of leads to the idea of, for anyone that's listening, if you are here and you want to answer, feel free to throw it in the chat or the comments. But how many of you have been told to start using AI in your business? I would probably guess, yeah, I know Chris and I have. I would probably guess that all of you have. And if not, it'll be coming very, very soon. That's just kind of everyone's going through that in the market right now. And on top of that, kind of the follow-up question would be, okay, so for those of you that have been told to start using AI, how many of you are actually waiting on internal or external engineering teams / consulting firms to actually deliver those AI capabilities to you before you can do anything with them, basically? And that's who we're more or less talking to every single day, are folks that are in those kind of camps, because I would say, we see that all the time. The majority of people are going through this. And basically when that happens, whether or not someone knows it or not, they're aiming for an AI first transformation. But on that transformation journey, there are two other completely separate places that they could end up. One being AI experimentation, and then the other one being AI fragmentation. And as we go through these, I want you to think about yourself, your business, wherever you work, to see where you might fall into either of these categories, or if not at all, which would be even great, even better. So first things first, those that have been told to just start using AI. Okay, very broad thing to say from leadership that a lot of us are hearing. So what do you naturally do as the smart business person that you are? Well, you start looking online. You're probably Googling or ChatGPTing. What are some sales AI platforms? What are some marketing AI platforms? HR AI platforms? You start looking for AI tools for every single function that you can think of at your business. And that in and of itself can be very overwhelming. There's assistants, there's LLM applications, there's chatbots. The SaaS that you're using all kind of are starting to say that they use AI agents or that they have AI agents. When you start accumulating all of these different tools and looking at all these different tools, you just start grabbing them. You start accumulating. You kind of like accumulate a sales tool, marketing tool, HR tool here, maybe another sales tool over here. And you just start gathering and gathering and gathering as many tools as you can, which is where the idea of fragmentation ends up. You have dozens of tools, maybe more, and they're all disconnected. They are fragmented from one another. None of them do exactly what you want because they're just off the shelf. Whatever that company made them to do, that's what they're doing. And you are a little better off than before in this case. So it can be kind of confusing for people, because they are seeing some ROI when it comes down to AI fragmentation, but ultimately you have fallen short of what AI first transformation was meant to be. But it's not the end of the world here, because guess what? You can just cancel those tool subscriptions, and there's lots more to try that you didn't spend that much money on in the first place. And the bigger problem that I'll hand it off to Chris for is where a lot of more people end up, especially when you're in a larger organization or a larger firm, is AI experimentation. And in our opinion, this can be much, much worse.
Oh yeah, exponentially worse. And I would say this is where we would say 90% of AI pilots end up failure, right? It's all too common, right? Whether it's internal IT or engineering resources or external consulting, failure all happens for the same reason, right? Business leaders who see clearly how AI could revolutionize their operations find themselves trapped in this endless cycle of IT dependencies, technical translations, and delayed implementation. The result is that these initiatives cost millions, and they take months to deploy, and they often miss the mark entirely when they do arrive. That's why we like to say that experimentation is often much worse than fragmentation. Fragmentation, you're still you're getting value, but it's not necessarily the value that you want, and it's siloed and spread out, fragmented. However, experimentation, you're sort of spinning wheels, and with this promise of something's coming, but it's never actually what you want it to be, or even there, which is very dangerous. But it does not have to be this way.
Yeah, exactly. And even on top of AI experimentation, what we are always trying to encourage people to do is to move quickly, move in general, start doing things. Chris and I and our team are always talking about have a bias towards action. You want to just keep the ball rolling in general, not necessarily spinning your wheels like Chris was talking about with building your own AI, but important to start somewhere, start building the strategy, then going to see what can actually be done about this. So these core principles I want you to keep in mind. And if you follow me on LinkedIn or any social media, you've actually seen that I've been posting about these over the last couple of weeks. And these are the fundamental truths that we have found in our own work, helping companies cross this kind of chasm from being either AI illiterate or they don't have any strategy whatsoever to then becoming AI first. And number one, what I want you to do is ignore the research. I know that sounds a little odd. Don't waste your time arguing about which vector database should I be using. Oh, should I use Claude 4.5, GPT 5.1, or Gemini 3? It doesn't really matter. Use AI to solve your real business problems. And from there, like I was saying, you take an iterative approach, biasing towards doing something. Start small, build it quickly, and you should go from an idea to prototype in as little as 2 hours. That's the goal. You don't have to try to boil the ocean all at once. Solve part of a business process, use it. Maybe you'll learn something from it. Maybe you have to go back a step to then go forward 3 steps. You then add more capacity once you've gotten to a place where you enjoy, where you like it and it's doing what it's supposed to do. And then you rinse and repeat. This isn't a new concept for anyone in business. That's kind of just how continuous improvement has always happened when it comes down to business. And we all, end up learning that in business school as a fundamental principle in and of itself. But then we have number 2, which is AI first companies embed AI into their own DNA. They don't see this AI tool out in the ether and they're like, okay, I have all of my business that's been successful up to this point. Let's change everything to then mutate towards the AI. That is where you're trying to fit AI into a place that it's not meant to do, not meant to be. That you need to fit the AI into your already existing business processes. Don't go change your systems. Embed that AI into those systems. Don't go and create new forms of knowledge curation just for the sake of connecting to this AI. Use the training, the onboarding, the documents that you already use today to onboard those employees to now train your AI workers, as we call them. You don't have a data problem ultimately. You don't have an integrations problem. You have business problems that are put together in these business process documentation. And that's what we're trying to actually bring AI to implement those business processes in and of themselves. And then lastly, the third principle is you need to empower everybody, every line of business expert, the marketers, the SDRs, your CSMs, financial managers, operations managers, everybody to create and manage and use AI. This is not just for the IT professionals. This is not just for the AI engineers, where we kind of talk about the AI haves and the AI have-nots. We're all very, very well aware that there has always been in the software world this kind of idea of us normal people that don't know how to code can't touch it because we don't know how to code. The people who know the work, who live the work, breathe the work. If I asked any of you today, like right now, hey, line out what you do in a normal day for me, you could probably do it without even thinking, because you have to do it every single day. So you are the best person equipped to create the AI worker, the AI system to do it. So you need to free yourself from these shackles of reliance on IT that we have been shackled to for the last 25 years about, and free also IT from the impossibility of extracting what is inside of your brain, that those intangibles, and trying to create actual clear requirements from that business person. Like they don't want to do that either. So those are the three core beliefs that AI first companies need to have, and principles that they need to implement in their own business. And you might be thinking after all this, okay, awesome. That sounds great, Austin and Chris. That's not possible yet. Well, thankfully, it isn't science fiction anymore. We have made it possible with Everworker.
And I will, one quick piece, it's just important to note on that last slide, we don't talk about technology, right? That's not part, as Austin said in the beginning, what model you use, or what databases or how the memories are stored. It's all trivial, right? Notice that all of our principles, all of our expertise summed up into one slide and 3 points. Nothing around strategy comes down to picking technology. It is all about extracting business processes and empowering those folks who live those processes, who do those jobs. Now, this is where we're going to talk about Everworker. It's going to be this sort of the small product pitch, but it's going to be less than a minute here. Feel free to time me. Just kidding. Please don't. I have a habit for talking a while. So, as Austin said, we have everything you need to become an AI first company. Everworker, it's an end-to-end solution for AI first business transformation. Services, platform, and education. Our services work closely with you to identify your highest ROI AI use cases, create an AI strategy for you, and then delivers you that first version of your AI worker in just days. Workers, multiples. Now, in 6 weeks from the start to finish, we deliver 5 complex AI workers, agents that are production ready, right? They're ready to be employed and go out there and start doing real work and delivering real ROI from day one. And this is at 1/100th of the cost of consulting. Sounds crazy, but we're happy to back up those numbers. And 10x the speed of internal IT. And this is light years better than what we're used to and what we historically have been exposed to and been given access to. And that's all possible because they use Everworker to do it. It's an all-in-one, easy to use, powerful, universal platform where you'll create, manage, and use AI to do anything, work anywhere, and connect with everything. We train you. We enable every business team with fundamentals, strategy, implementation. We teach you how to use the platform. It's mind-blowing, right? When I started to get it, to really grok it, I'm talking about using the platform here. I was like, it was mind blown, right? It was, oh man, this is a real wow moment. This is what I thought AI was going to be like before I ever tried ChatGPT and Claude and and Gemini and all of those, right? So it's really just a fascinating platform that's changing completely and revolutionizing how business teams can scale and bring value to their organizations. Now, the last piece I'm going to talk about here, well, second to last piece, is our vertical specific white papers. Now, as we sort of alluded to earlier in the conversation, it can be hard sometimes to think conceptually about how I can implement AI within my my organization, right? It can be challenging, right? How do you go about thinking about it? How should you implement it? What are sort of use cases, and what do those use cases really look like, and what can they cover? So we've taken sort of the heavy lifting out of that for you. And within our website, under our resources section, you'll find an area for white papers. And within those white papers, there's, white papers on finding high ROI AI use cases, as well as then specific white papers for use cases for all of the verticals here on the screen, right? So we have ones for TA, for human resources, for financial services and accounting and wealth management, operations, sales and revenue teams, marketing, and customer support and experience. But we have individual white papers for each of those lines of business or verticals that cover the use cases and the value and what you can expect, right? To start giving you some food for thought. And then the last piece here that I want to talk about is Everworker Academy. And this is our free agentic AI workforce certification program or programs for business leaders, right? You'll learn how to create an AI strategy and an implementation plan and create AI workforces to solve your most critical business challenges, all without code or engineering or IT involvement. And we actually just released a new one here, I believe, in the last month or so. That's an advanced AI course, right? It's sort of leveling everyone up. And it's all free, right? This is just a really, really good resource that we want to make sure that everyone has access to. Because we believe this really is the future, right? AI is here, and folks are going to need to start adopting it if you haven't already. And the Academy, I think, is a great opportunity for folks to sort of be that AI champion in their own organization. Again, free.
Yep. That, and I will give a short promo for something that I'm working on right now too. Is actually a lot of what we've talked about in this live stream so far. Is actually, I'm creating an entire strategy course right now, pretty much going deeper in all that we've talked about today. So stay on the lookout for that in the new year. And then besides that, that is all that we have for you today. And I want to thank you all for watching and for coming. As the AI evangelist and being chronically online with the Everworker brand, I would be remiss if I didn't say, follow us on social media. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we're always coming out with kind of new demos or new thought leadership pieces. And then follow Chris and myself as well, where we're constantly kind of giving our thoughts on everything that's happening in the AI workforce world and trying to kind of lead on this new AI revolution. But besides that, stay tuned for also more live streams. And Chris, I want to thank you for joining today, and thank you all for joining as well. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, happy Thursday. Thanks for spending in the morning or afternoon with us. Cheers.
Thanks, everyone.
Simply describe what you need, and Creator collaborates with you to understand every detail. No technical knowledge required. If you know the work, you can create the worker. Watch as Creator builds your AI worker in real time, configuring data sources, setting up analysis engines, and creating integrations. Your competitive intelligence specialist is now working around the clock, delivering insights your team needs to stay ahead. Now your team can get instant competitive intelligence whenever they need it.
Ready to create your AI workforce?